Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Big Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Sorry y'all. It's been a day. A good day though. I got some things accomplished. I got happy mail. Oh my goodness, did I get some happy mail? Some early birthday happy mail. I finished another sweater. I don't know if y'all realize I was working those two full stitch hexicardis side by side. I would work all the black on all four pieces, and then I'd work the next color on all four pieces, and that's how I ended up working them, finishing them back to back like this. Because I thought that it would be kind of like an assembly line type situation. And it worked out okay. I'm gonna show you that first. So I did send a picture to Cheryl, who this sweater belongs to, but it's very similar to the one that I made Will's girlfriend, but not exactly. So this is Cheryl's. Got her sleeves, her little cuffs and everything. So there's that. That is done. And I also experimented because, you know, I got this yarn in, was it Monday? Or don't get me started. Maybe Monday or maybe last week. Last week, maybe. I don't remember. Anyway, the Karen Macchiato cakes. This is the color Lovely, because it's lovely. It's the reds and the pinks and the burgundies, and I made a little hat. I was somewhat following a Bag O' Day tutorial, and then she went into some crochet acrobats. Y'all know what I mean by that, right? She'd reach here and pull this up and go here and pull that up. Because see, in the beginning of the video, she said, you just need to know how to do basic stitches. And I'm like, okay, I'm with you so far. And then she's gonna pull that. No. So Amanda went on her own, and well, it's really not. It's not gonna be a hat for me. I think this would hat. It's really cute. It is cute, but it's not for me. It would work better with someone. My hair, of course, is fried, but it would work better with someone with a head full of thick hair. You know, someone that had really nice thick hair and could pull this off. I don't pull this off. My hair is not thick. It's not long, but someone who had nice long thick hair, this would work very cute and work very well. This is an 80-20, 80 acrylic, 20 wool yarn. This yarn will tangle on itself, FYI, because this is a partial review of this yarn as well, because this was an interesting yarn to work up. This is very furry. The halo on it is real, okay? But my main complaint with the yarn is that it tangles on itself. Do y'all remember that yarn from Lion Brand? The ice cream devication, that word that half of us can't pronounce, devication, you know, beautiful yarn, but tangled on itself. It was real. It had a halo and a little bit fuzzy, and it would get tangled up and became quite the nightmare if you had to frog it. This yarn is that. So just buyer beware. That it works up. I mean, this is cute. The color transitions are nice. It's very pretty, but don't need to frog it, because you don't want to have to frog it, because look at this is, you see this is just fuzz coming off of it. So buyer beware. At $12.99 a cake, Of course, I got these at a steep discount of 40% off. That's why I bought them at all. Because y'all know I don't pay full price if I don't have to. And I never do. I never pay full price for yarn. So just, you know, just let y'all know that's the case with these. I think that I was probably, don't get me wrong, I love the feel of this, and I'm gonna give this a second chance and work it up on the loom, on my knitting loom, on this 41 peg loom. I know it looks huge, and it does indeed fit around my neck. Just for demonstration purposes. I know some people, when they first see a knitting loom like this, they're like, oh my God, how's that going to be a hat that fits you? Well, when you take the hat off, it you know, trust me, just sometimes you have to trust the process, and it's wonderful. It works. So what I'm going to do, because this is, of course, it used less than a half of a cake. Okay, there's let me see here, let me find it. 481 yards is what I started with. I bought two of this color because I had plans for hats and scarves with this yarn. That's because of it being hand wash and lay flat to dry. I didn't want to buy sweater quantities of it, for that reason. And so I just bought hat and scarves quantity. So I'm going to take this center pull, which of course there was a mile long bunch of yarn barf. There was no center pull. I had to just pull the center chunk out. Lots of fun. But I'm going to take when I get ready, I'm just going to take this strand and pull off the label and find the outside strand and hold them together and do it on the loom, because this is what's known as a large gauge loom, meaning 2 strands. Normally you would use 2 strands of 4-weight yarn, or 1 strand of a thicker 5-weight yarn, or 1 strand of 6-weight yarn. I've never used 7-weight yarn on a large gauge loom like this, but I'm sure you probably could if the yarn was soft enough. But I wouldn't go really bigger than a 6-weight yarn on something like this, especially if it's a real dense and stiff yarn. I wouldn't go thicker than a 6-weight yarn on something like this. But if it's really soft and squishy and pliable, then you could probably safely go to a 7 if it was soft and pliable. But not, you know, if it's a real dense and thick and solid yarn, I wouldn't go higher than a 6. But then you only need 1 strand, of course. But 2 strands of worsted weight. I've never done 3-weight on one, so I don't have a guide for that. But I always just used 2 strands of 4-weight yarn on most of my hats that I've made on my knitting looms. So, but I'm gonna pull from this center pull, and then I'm going to take this label off and find the outside strand and use it that way, and make another hat on the loom, and then see if I like it better, see if it works up easier that way, if it's easier to work with on the loom than it was crochet. I'm thinking it probably will be. It's just I think it's just going to be easier. I really do. I think it's going to be easier. And then I probably will. There's a way to work flat panels on this, believe it or not. Because see, those of you that don't know much about loom knitting, I'm just going to give you a crash course. This is what's known as an anchor peg. Okay, this is where you would put your yarn to keep it from popping right back off. Well, and this is a 41 peg loom, you would leave this this peg right here unwrapped. Okay, you wouldn't put anything on it if you were going to do like a flat panel on it, and you would just knit on all the other pegs except for this one, you would leave this one unknitted. That way you would end up with a flat panel. And depending on the stitch, there's a stitch called an owl eye stitch that makes a really good flat panel, and it makes the ends not curl and everything. It works up really well, and that's probably what I'll use for the scarf. And it works up fast, and it makes, you know, flat straight edges and no curling. So that's probably what I'll use. And I'll just leave one peg unworked, and then work the rest of the pegs, or most of the rest of the pegs. It depends on how wide I want the scarf. But yeah, and then I'll just work it like this back and forth, and I'll loom knit it like that. And believe it or not, it won't take me, you know, as long as you think, doing it on here. Would it be shorter time to crochet it? Maybe. But being as this yarn is a bit of a pain in the butt to crochet with, I'm just going to resort to using it on here instead. And I'm just going to grab the inside strand and an outside strand and work it like that. And if I have, I'm thinking I'm probably not going to use the rest of this whole other, you know, this cake. So I'll probably use whatever I don't use out of this cake and that whole other cake to make a scarf or a cowl, you know, because I can sew the edges together. I can, you know, seam the edges together after I get it, as long as I want it to. So either a cowl or a scarf, but a cowl, you know, depending on how much yardage I have left, excuse me, it might end up being a better cowl situation, you know. But yeah, it'd just be something I'd, you know, gift for Christmas or something. Because I don't think I'll be cold. It probably won't get cold enough down here for that. I don't typically wear a lot of scarves myself, but I have a lot of friends that live up north, so anyway. But I do enjoy working with my looms. That's why I kept them even after I learned how to crochet. I kept my knitting looms because I still enjoy that. It's very meditative. Even though a lot of people, you know, like, oh, isn't that tedious? Yes, it is tedious, but I kind of enjoy some tediousness every now and then. It's very relaxing, and like I said, meditative. You know, you could just kind of, you know, if you got some issue that you're trying to think through, this is a good way to think that through, and just kind of, you know, do something that you're very acquainted with and practiced in, and that doesn't take a lot of thought, you know, and just do it over and over again and just relax. Crochet, of course, does that, but this is another thing that's repetitive and easy for me, you know, and I enjoy very much. So that's why I kept them. And I'm just waiting till probably about the 23rd, and I'm going to order the smaller gauge looms that I used to have a set of that got broken. Because the smaller gauge looms, I can use some of that thinner yarn that I just got gifted. I'm thinking I can use some of that thinner yarn on the smaller gauge looms. So I'm just waiting on, because it's not a need, it's a want. So I'm just waiting. But I'll get those. But anyway, okay, so finished object, a little bit of a yarn review. This poor little hat. I'll find someone with a big head full of thick hair that is not allergic to wool, that likes pink. Because it's mostly pink. I would say it's mostly pink. See, mostly pink. I have a well, maybe, I don't know, I'll figure it out, but I didn't make it in vain. I promise you I didn't. And it was, you know, it would be very, very warm to someone's head. And I'll make the, you know, cowl. I might end up having enough for another hat and 2 cowls. I don't know, it might be enough for all of that, since I'm going to be using the loom for it. So it might be enough for all that. It depends on how thick I make the cowl. But anyway, Happy Mail. So all of this Happy Mail comes via my Amazon wish list from Michelle W., who has had me in tears today. Didn't even know it, but I cried a little bit because this was so generous, so incredibly generous, and so unexpected to send me all of this from one person in my wish list. Because sometimes I just throw stuff on that wish list that I plan on going back and buying for myself, and then I forget about it. So, and this is the first time in a good little while that anyone's actually bought anything off my wish list. So, let's see. Let me show you the small things first, and then I'll show you the really big thing. But these will come. I'm probably going to get on these probably in the next day or two. These are sock looms. If y'all were watching last Friday, I was gifted a bunch of really beautiful yarn, and there was some sock yarn in there. I have some other sock yarn that Serena gave me earlier in the year, and so I'll be able to make some socks now. So, and this is, it says his and her sock looms, and these are fine gauge looms, meaning you could use sock yarn on them. So if you look, let me see if I can take these out and I'll show you. But there's a huge difference between the gauge of these looms and the gauge of my pink loom that I just showed you. There's a huge difference. And this is the type of loom that I'm going to be, they have hat looms like these that I used to have, but they got broken. But see the difference? There's a huge difference. This is a small gauge loom. This is a large gauge loom. So there's a huge difference. You can use smaller yarn on this, and you know, and we went over the yarn choices for these, but you can see that there's a huge difference. So yeah, but I'll have to read the instructions on how to actually do socks. Now I have bought earlier this year at a Goodwill. I found a pattern book for socks, for knitting socks. So I'm gonna have to look and see if that pattern book can be converted to a loom. I don't know how. I'll have to look at the details of this and see if it tells me how many pegs this is, because you know, most knitting patterns say cast on so many stitches, and so as far as converting it from hold on, it's stuck on something. The pick's in here. Some people call it a hook. I call it a pick. But some people, you know, don't know that you can, some knitting patterns you can convert from needles to looms. You just have to know how many stitches you're casting on. And so I'm really tickled that this came in this case. You can, you know, take it in and out of this case. That'll hopefully protect them from getting broken like the other looms. I'm gonna have to find a way to protect the other ones when I get them too, because I just had them in a box outside my room and they got trampled in somebody's little hissy fit. Not my hissy fit, someone else's. But yeah, I'm thinking I could probably, depending on how many pegs these are and how many stitches those patterns call for you to cast on, there should be a way of, because that sock pattern book had some really cool patterns in them. So I'm going to really do some research and check that out and see if there's any way possible to convert some of those patterns to see if they're translatable to working with these, and see if I can make some of those cool looking socks that were in that book. I'll dig that book out and show y'all in the next day or two. I think it's over there in that box. I have a clear box over here in front of the cubes behind me with some scrap yarn and some books. Speaking of books, that's the next two things that Michelle sent me. This is 20 chic designs for everyday wear, modern crochet sweaters. It looks like the writer and creator is Janine Maiska. I'll show y'all. Just got this lovely green sweater. See, this looked totally doable. It looks like it was done in fine, thinner yarn, but it looks totally doable. I don't see a lot of crochet acrobats in that one, so that looks totally doable. Let's flip through here and see what we got. See if they got a picture of all the different sweaters. I remember looking, because you can only look at so many of them when you looking at it on Amazon. You know, if you don't have Kindle or, you know, some of those services, you can only look at so much. But oh, come on now, I know that page separates, or it should. Maybe it don't. Maybe it's just that thick. Okay. Now it gives you an introduction, tells you about her. Getting started. Come on now. Oh, it tells you about how to measure yourself and whatnot. Yeah. That sweater's nice. I like that. That's a nice cardigan. See, I really wanted to expand my abilities as far as, you know, making and selling sweaters. I wanted to be able to offer more, you know, in a way of things I make. Wow, that's interesting looking. Look at that. That is like it's like a cape, but a whole body cape. Let's see what they call that. What do they call that? Infinite Prairies? Okay. I just, that's just interesting. Yeah, Infinite Prairies poncho. It's a poncho. Duh. I knew it looked like, you know, like a cape, but you know, it was just, but a poncho. Okay. I just never, you know, it's so unique. You just don't know exactly what to call that. But it's really cool looking. Oh, this is nice. I like that pumpkin color they got it in. I like that. I like that pumpkin. That's real pretty. Rosebud pattern. It's called Rosebud. Yeah, I can see that. I'm trying not to show the patterns because it's proprietary information. And then there's this long duster type cardigan there. That's nice. That looks like it's been done with a tweedy yarn, you know, with the viscose, you know. Oh, well, that's a little side slit, full body sweater like that. I like the little side slit. Gives room for you sitting, you know. Yeah, that's nice. It don't, I mean, you know, there's no way to actually zoom in, but it doesn't look like it's terribly complicated. Although I'm a little, I had to read up on it and a little perplexed as to how you would do that turtleneck, you know. See if there's any of them that just jump out at me. What is that? I'm using fuzzy yarn for that. I won't be doing that. Well, that one's cute. That's nice and cute. And pretty basic looking. I like basic. Yeah, that, I don't know, that almost looks like that waffle stitch. Upon closer inspection, it almost looks like the waffle stitch, but it's really cute. I do know what certain stitches look like. I'm just I wouldn't say lazy or just intimidated by them. That's what it is. I'm slightly intimidated by certain stitches. This is a sweater dress. Yeah, December Romance sweater dress. That is absolutely adorable. I like that. That is cute. That might be something I do with my Malabrigo. I think I have enough to do that with. I like that very much. I don't know about the off-the-shoulder business, but I'm not an off-the-shoulder kind of person, but I like the overall design of it. There was another one. I don't know if it's this one or the other one. There's another pattern book. I'm going to show y'all that is in here. I don't know if this is the book that I saw that. I think it's the other one. Yeah, it's the other one. This other one has really got some cool stuff. This is the other one. Crochet sweaters with a textured twist. 15 timeless patterns for gorgeous handcrafted garments. Linda Skuja. I think that, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if they put the authors on the cover, because she's Asian. So I wonder if that's her on the cover. But they got some very, I know there's some crochet acrobats involved in these. But I'll just have to study them and see what's the least amount intimidating, you know. That's what I'll have to do. And I have a little bit of an ace in the hole. My friend Amy over at Hooked on Wishing Crochet, she has offered to help me in my pattern reading quest. So I will do my best to learn them. I was hoping to find, ooh, look at this one. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Ooh, that's definitely some texture. That's beautiful. That's really Mal's clay sweater. That's really beautiful. I had to find that one. There's this one that looks like almost a basket weave or something. And this one is really neat. Well, let me see. That picture is better. That's really pretty. And I'll be really flexing some crochet muscles with these. Wow. Let's see. I'm trying to find that one where it had that weird weave thing going on. Because I just glanced it and I was like, ooh, that's wicked looking. Oh, now here's some what looks to be cable situation. That is really cool. That's what I would call advanced crochet. Totally and completely advanced. Especially when the patterns are like several pages long, like lots of pages long. I mean, really detailed. Maybe that'll be a big, you know, plus. Ooh, look at that one. Look at that. That is, I really like that. That is so pretty. So pretty. I just realized that I'm gonna have to make, you know, find a few of these and master them before I actually feel like I'd be able to commit to, you know, make one to sell. Oh my goodness. Now this would be a mountain to climb. Look at that. That is not symmetrical at all. That is completely non-symmetrical, and that would, I think, drive me just a little crazy. I like things to be somewhat straight. That would drive me crazy. It's crooked. I would constantly be telling myself, it's crooked, it's crooked, it's crooked. And knowing that it's supposed to be crooked. That, you know, that is like, oh my goodness. That looks knitted. Does that not look knitted to you? That is divine. Wow. How they manage that? That's a lot of single crochets, y'all. A ton of single crochets. Rasa Dew sweater. Wow. That is fantastic. And of course it is several pages long. She don't leave any stone unturned when she's explaining how to make them. I think that's wonderful. So maybe that'll be, that gives me hope. Well, here's that one that I was trying to get to. Look at that. Is that not cool or what? It looks like a basket weave type situation, But that is so cool. That is so cool. I like that. I don't know if I'd wear that, but make it, yes. I totally would. Just to say that I did. Just to say that I did. I made that. And you can tell it's crocheted. Lots and lots of single crochet. I see some in the back loop business, which I'm not crazy about, but Soule Sun Sweater is what it's called. Soule. S-A-U-L-E. Soule. See if there's a better picture of that. Oh, no. Ooh. Now this one looks more doable. That is really cute. That is super, super cute. Super cute. Menace, let's see, yeah, Menace Moon Sweater. I dig that. I'm digging that a lot. That is cute. That might be the last one in here. No, it's not the last one. Wow. Here's another challenging one. And then I'm going to go on to the last item. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Wow. I'm struggling with the fact that it looks like there's just string in the middle of stitches. Just like they just, I don't know how they, yeah, I got to read that. Nora Forest Meadow Sweater. Wow. That's exactly what they did. Look at this. Look at that. As a closer look. That is wicked cool. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable wearing something like that, but I am fascinated by it. It's very fashionable, you know, to think that, you know, that's handmade. This one's pretty. Look at that one. Can you see that one? Oh, so pretty. I would wear that one. I'd totally wear that one. There's a lot of single crochets. Lots and lots of single crochets with tiny yarn. I could promise you that's tiny yarn. That's finger and weight. I bet you that's finger and weight. Be worth it though. To get that effect. It really would. It'd be worth it. Totally. Alrighty. Y'all want to know more? Y'all had to buy the book. And this last item. Okay. Oh, it's so big. And I had someone say this in a comment that I needed one of these. And I put it on the list. And then Michelle bought it and sent it to me. Oh, it's an Instapot. Look at this. And Eva said she has one of these, and I had one question: can you put frozen stuff in it and have it cook it? She said yeah, and I was like, awesome. So I got some frozen chicken breast tenders. So I'm gonna read about how to make it happen, and I'm gonna throw them in there and with some barbecue sauce and cook it, and we're gonna give it a go. And it's got a picture of pasta on here. Look at that. Don't that look good? That looks really good. Even though I don't eat a lot of pasta because of digestion and the fat content, and it's just not generally good for folks that have had gastric bypass. But I stick, when I eat pasta, I stick to angel hair pasta. It's thin. It digests better. But anyway, so that was my day. Wonderful, wonderful, happy mail. As you can see, I'm completely fascinated by these sweater pattern books, and I probably will spend a little more time just looking through them myself, but I did want to share them with y'all because I know y'all like that sort of thing. And I'm definitely probably going to play with these sock looms in the next day or two. I am going to go to bed early tonight though, so if I don't answer comments after the upload very much, it's because I took a shower and went to bed early, because I got to get up at like 6 and fix Will birthday breakfast. Tomorrow is my oldest son's birthday. He turns 32 tomorrow. And I got some bacon and eggs and shredded cheddar cheese. I'm going to make him some breakfast sandwiches to take to work. I got him a couple of his sugar-free Monster energy drinks to go with him, because he's really bad about hitting the snooze too many times. And so by the time he gets up and dressed, he's you know, worried about being late and just ready to walk out the door. So instead of you know, burdening him with the sitting down eating a plate of food, I'm just going to have it ready in a Ziploc and just hand it to him as he walks out the door. So I figured that would be good. And then I got enough of bacon and eggs and everything for everybody. So Johnny will probably I'll get Johnny up and everything when I get it ready, and give Johnny some bacon and eggs. And I'll have some bacon and eggs. Maybe some eggs for sure. I don't know about the bacon part. I'll have a bite or two and see how it agrees with me, and if it don't, then I won't eat any more of the bacon. I haven't had bacon, so I don't know. Not since the surgery. I don't think I've had any bacon. I've been very, you know, chicken's on the list of things I can have, so I've been eating quite a bit of chicken. But and I've gotten pork roast and put it in the crock pot and cooked it for like 12 hours and basically cooked it to death with barbecue sauce for pulled pork sandwiches. But that's about the only other thing besides chicken as far as meats that I've eaten. Well, turkey. I eat like smoked turkey, lunch meat, thinly sliced. I eat that with sliced Munster cheese. I don't eat bread with it. I just eat the sliced turkey and Munster cheese together without bread. And I sometimes I eat that, and that'll be, you know, I'll eat about 3 or 4 slices of that, and then I'm no longer hungry. So I'll put it up and go on about my business. So I try to keep that in the house so that it keeps me from overeating. You know, because I just eat enough to shut the hunger monster up, and then I'll stop. Now that I'm not on that medicine anymore that had me hungry all the time, my appetite's back down to a normal, acceptable range. But now that I've shown y'all the Instapot, I can go put it in there on the counter and get all the parts and clean it up real good so that we can use it tomorrow. Because I'm using it tomorrow. I'm going to read about it tonight and use it tomorrow. And I'll report back to y'all what I'll recook in it. Because I'm excited. It's got all these buttons. But I've had a good day. I hope y'all have had a good day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being my friends. And if you hadn't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Subscriptions are free. Channel memberships start at 99 cents. Please hit the like button because that helps me a lot. I appreciate all y'all tuning in for these Vlogtember episodes. I enjoy making them for y'all when I have the energy to. I did sleep pretty good last night, so there's that. And I hope to sleep good tonight because, well, I did have some caffeine today, but not a lot. I had a lot of caffeine yesterday, but it didn't seem to hinder my ability to sleep, so that's good. But I will be having coffee straight away at 6 in the morning. That's like the first thing I'm doing is putting a pot of coffee on. Of course, I just have a little tiny coffee machine, and it only makes 2 cups of coffee. Of course, they're big cups, but yes, only 2 cups of coffee. But I'm the only one in the house that drinks it, so there you have it. Anyhow, y'all have a wonderful night, and please remember that I love you and so does Jesus, and please adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye now.